What kind of glass should I be using to drink whiskey with at home? And does it make a difference? Yes, it does. It really does. Glassware is one of the only things I would say in any spirits you should really invest good money into. Not a crazy amount of money, but in terms of whatever that spirit tasting glass is, you should certainly get one. But you can buy a million different types of tasting glass. So let me give you some examples. If I'm at home and I just want to unwind with a glass of whiskey that I know quite well, I'll grab myself a tumbler. Depending on what kind of day it's been, I will fill it to a certain level, and I will sit and I'll read a book or watch a film or chat with my partner about stuff or play with a dog, and I can just sip that, and it's a whiskey that I know really well. So I'm not looking for anything different. I'm just looking to enjoy it, right? If I'm trying something new for the first time, or if I'm trying something at a whiskey festival or at a tasting event, or if I've gone around to someone's house and they offer me a bottle and I've never tried it before, I will ask them if they have a Glencairn glass. Now, a Glencairn glass is this sort of tulip-shaped glass. It's famous for whiskey, but you can pretty much use it for any type of spirit. As a result of using that glass, it gives you a way to really dive into the aroma of a product without having your nose burnt by all of the alcohol. Alcohol will tend to shut down a lot of receptors in your nose just because of how potent it is. So never throw your nose into a whiskey, like a nosing glass, despite the fact it's called a nosing glass. You'll see a couple of very famous whiskey makers throwing their nose into whiskey and talking about it, but they know that product really well. It's all part of the show, which is to keep us focused and entertained and listening. If you do that at home, you'll find your nose starts to get this fizzy sensation. That's the alcohol entering your nasal passage, and essentially your smell receptors just slowly being shut down because it's such a powerful alcohol, essentially, even at just 40%. So when you have your Glencairn or your nosing glass of choice, do approach it, but keep your nose just above the top. This will give you what we call the bouquet of the whiskey, or the rum, or whatever it is you've got in that glass. And it will allow you to get what the distillery character is all about. It could be very floral, it could be smoky, it could be very sort of, brown sugar driven or sherry raisin driven. This is the way to do these things, but I would highly recommend using a glass like that if you've never tried a particular product before. Even if you go into like retailers, if you want to sample some stuff and they give you those little plastic cups, that's fine if you just want to get like a really, really rough idea of something. But if you really want to get into something and really smell it and really understand it in an olfactory sort of way, make sure you ask for a Glencairn, because I guarantee they've probably got some downstairs. But yes, glassware makes a massive difference. If you're looking to just unwind of an evening, you can still use a Glencairn if you want, because you might want to be surprised every time you go back to nose it. Me personally, I use a tumbler just because I've got loads of them. A lot of my whiskey nosing glasses break quite a lot because I wash them too hard. You end up buying a lot of them over the years. But yeah, glassware makes a massive, massive difference, and please do invest some money into them because you will always appreciate them when it comes to a new product. For all good things whiskey, do visit thewhiskeywash.com.